What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the David Lopez Show, presented by Passion Park ENT. You know what it is. I hope everybody had a great week. I hope you all enjoyed your weekends. I know I did. It was All-Star Weekend. Got to watch that as much as I could. If you followed last week's episode, I made a bunch of predictions for what would happen on All-Star Saturday. And I was incorrect on all those predictions. The first, or the one that was in question was the 3-point contest, because on here I predicted that Dame Lillard would win. But then the next day he got injured. Actually, the last day of the regular season before All-Star break, he got hurt, so he pulled himself out of that and the All-Star game. But he still performed, by the way. Shout out to Weezy, who came out. Weezy was all around All-Star Weekend because he came out on Sunday too. But because of that, if you went to my Instagram, I did predict that Zach LaVine would actually win instead. I was like, I switched it out. I was wrong on that too, but he healed one. But we're going to talk a little bit about All-Star Weekend and how Chicago dominated. Had a great weekend coming up here in today's episode. So stay tuned, baby. But like we always do, I just want to remind everybody to keep up with my career. Go to www.thedavidlopez.com. All my new music is always right there on the front page. And last week I announced my newest single, which is coming out February 28th. It's called Shoot or Shoot. Woo. So if you want to help me out, and if you enjoy the clip of the song that I did post, you should pre-save it. It would mean a lot to me. It helps a lot if you do that. You can pre-save it on, any streaming platform, really. So please do that. It's called Shoot or Shoot. I produced it myself. I'm really proud of it. It's a fun, more upbeat record. A lot of people who know my music know I can end up doing some, I don't know if you want to say slower but just less upbeat type stuff. So this was a nice little switch up, but I really enjoy this record. So I hope you guys do too. Please. I hope you enjoy it, and please pre-save it if you can. That's right on my website, thedavidlopez.com, right there on the homepage. Listen to all my music, by hitting that music tab. There's a playlist that's got all my essential hits. It's called David Lopez Essentials. That's a Spotify playlist, but if you listen on Apple Music or anything like that, you can find all my music just by searching my name, David Lopez. So I'd appreciate all that support. And then if you want to keep up with more stuff, not just me, but some more like the whole career, the whole company type shebang, you know what I mean? The Passion Park stuff, go to passionparkent.com. We have all of our event dates right there on the homepage. Currently, there are none posted, but as I've been saying for the past couple weeks, we're working on all of those details for this upcoming year. So please stay tuned for that. And then we have all of our video projects. We have short films, we have web series, we have some other like sketch shows that we did. Just some stuff that we've done all throughout our career. So if you want to ever perform at one of our events, because we run a lot of showcases and we do things like that, right there on the homepage of passionparkent.com, you can submit. This goes for any form of artist. Music is our main thing, obviously, as I'm a musician myself, but we used to host an event where comedy was the main focus, along with music. We've had just like traditional artists like painters present their stuff during our events. So like we have all sorts of types of events going on, and we would really check out any artist that submits, in all honesty. So please do take the time out if you're interested in performing at an event. And we don't charge or anything like that. It's not a pay to perform type thing. We just pick people that we like and we just throw events, and that's how that goes. So if you're interested in performing, make sure you go to passionparkent.com and check that out. Submit right there on the homepage. You can also support us by going to the merch section and getting some merch. That would be also very helpful. There's a bunch of shirts on there. There's one physical album. That'd be my first one ever. It's called Preacher's Son. I had to make a physical copy for that just because I felt like the need to do it. I'm nostalgic because I'm from the 90s, so we still listened to CDs back then. Shit, we listened to cassettes when I was really a kid. God, that makes me feel old, even though I'm not that old. I mean, like, I'm almost 30, but like cassettes seem so outdated. So like the fact that if I said that to a kid, they'd be like, "What the hell is that?" So that seems weird. But anyways, so I had to make one of those. So that's on there. And then also, if you're interested in shopping through any of our affiliate programs, like we have a CBD company, Diamond CBD, and then we have some other options on there. Splice is a music creator site. Go to the More tab on passionparkent.com, and then you'll see all those. If you shop through any of those banners and you purchase anything, you're directly supporting us. So we would greatly appreciate that. All right. That's what I got up top, baby. Make sure you get Shoot or Shoot, though. I mean that. I mean, that would mean a lot to me. It would mean a lot. All right, let's get into today's episode. I am happy to be talking to you for those of you who are watching, this is obviously a new space. You've never seen me record from here. It's the same location as last couple episodes, in that blue office of mine, but it's not in the office. It's in a different room of ours. So, I think I might start recording down here just because the backdrop is so sports-like. This episode is centered around not this episode. The show is generally centered around sports. So I figure for all the sports episodes, I'll probably record down here. If we have any guests and we're just doing some music stuff, I'll figure out where. Maybe it'll be down here, maybe it'll be up there. But I hope you enjoy the backdrop here. Go Cubs, right? A lot of Cubs stuff. And that's pretty fitting because spring training just started and the Cubs are reported. A lot of stuff going on. I was going to actually briefly mention about some baseball stuff. And you know what? With all that said and the way I got into it, why don't we just start with that right up top? So like I said, teams reported, Cubs and Sox specifically. That's who I'm talking about. But the bigger baseball story is the Astros thing. This scandal won't go away. I've talked about it a bunch, but it's pretty crazy. LeBron James actually tweeted something recently, which was cool. He said like if somebody something came out that somebody cheated me out of a trophy, I would be fucking irate. And he tweeted that, and that's I think how most people are feeling. It is cool seeing how many baseball players are just being outspoken, not caring about what they're saying, caring about what they're saying, but there's what the repercussions are. These guys just cheated and cheated a lot of people out of trophies, cheated a lot of people out of money. Shit, it's a really bad and sour story. And as somebody who played sports myself, it's gross. I didn't play baseball to a serious level. I did when I was younger. So I can't attest to that, but I could, just as a fan, you can see the clear, and just as somebody who listens to a lot of sports radio and has heard a lot of people talk about it, you hear the clear advantage in what they did, and the way they did it was so dirty, and just how arrogant they've all seemed in their lack of apologies. They'll call them apologies, but I would call them lack thereof. They just don't seem to really care about the whole situation. So it's really, really ugly. But a lot of players are just talking shit, just straight up talking shit. And then Carlos Correa of the Astros came back and he was like, if you don't know the facts, shut the fuck up. He said that. He was real intense. That's cool. Defend yourself. My feeling is he probably feels that way because maybe he wasn't in as hard as everybody else who was in on it. But shit, he was on the team, man. You got to own up to just being responsible for being on that team with this gross scandal. So Rob Manfred talks about the commissioner of the league. He said he made this comment about the trophy is just a piece of metal. He really put his foot in his mouth. People were like, "You really feel that way? What kind of bullshit?" And that, I think he just misspoke. But at the same time, if that's the way he feels at all, I think he misspoke. I think he was trying. He said that. He said he was just trying to say, make another point that their image is already tarnished, and that's losing the trophy. But to some people, it's not. To actually having that trophy, you can still say you're a world champion, and that's a big thing. Especially to an intense competitor and to somebody who's playing at a professional level. In other ways, it's just for the rest of your life, you can have that. It's almost like becoming a doctor. You can always be called doctor something. But if you won a world championship for the rest of your life, you're 80 years old and in your retirement home, you're known as a world champion. You could have played 2 years in the league, but you won a championship that year, and they'll be like, world champion, whatever his name is, world champion Jose Altuve for the rest of his life. And in 50 years, nobody's going to remember. Some people, I think this scandal will be forever remembered, but the fact that they don't take the trophy away, that doesn't take away the title. So they still have that. So I don't know. I'm kind of intrigued by, I'm very intrigued by this whole thing. It's been definitely the biggest baseball story for, I don't know, it seems like years. Maybe since steroids, definitely the biggest baseball scandal since steroids. I think it's got to be. And to me, like I said before, it's more dirty than steroids. I think that's pretty clear cut. But that's my opinion, along with most people that I've heard say it. But I really think so. So now more specifically on the Cubs side, all these Kris Bryant trade rumors, because it's mostly all contractual. He has the best sports agent. Scott Boras, he gets the biggest deals for everybody, and he rarely, as I was hearing people discuss, he rarely makes a deal early for his clients. His strategy is always go to free agency. That's the way you get the most money, get people bidding, and that's how you do it. And you know what? Frankly, it always works for him. What I have heard is he will only make a deal early if his client specifically comes to him and says, "I want to stay here, make a deal." And that makes a lot of sense to me because he knows you're not going to get as good of a deal if you do that, but you're just getting it done. So that being said, Kris Bryant has no deal. And now there's trade rumors because they want to keep his value. You know, you want to get some value for him. You don't want to just lose him for nothing. I just want to say that me personally, I'm on the side of keeping Kris Bryant. He was a Rookie of the Year. He was an MVP. I think he's still amazing. He got the last out in the World Series. I don't want to keep him just for nostalgia purposes. If you're trying to be a good GM, you can't do that. You got to look forward. But I mean, I just think he's a great player. So you're gonna have to pay the money for him. I mean, but shit, you're gonna have to pay the money for any great player. I mean, I don't know. I think you keep him. I think he wants to stay here. I think he's also great with the media, which is I don't know if it's an underrated factor, but it's a factor that matters. I think. And so I mean, I think you keep him. I think I know you're gonna be like your payroll. There's got to be a way to do it. I don't know all the payroll shit. I think there's got to be a way to do it where you're not mortgaging the whole team. But I don't know. I also have to trust Theo that he'll make the best deal, but we'll see. We'll see about that. I just want to make it publicly clear that I am on the side of keeping Kris Bryant. Yeah, KB. Also shout out, but I still want to keep Javi, and you want to keep a lot of these guys. So I guess it's tough. It's a thing to manage. I just want to say that I'm on that side. And that's pretty much all I got for some baseball stuff. But the main thing was that the Astros scandal is not going away. I think we'll be talking about it all year as we really get into baseball. This is just the first week of spring training, so it's it's around. Games are going to start this weekend, I think, for spring training. So that's interesting. All right. Now, let's get into the All-Star Weekend stuff. Chicago really showed out. Everybody, I have not heard one bad complaint about the Chicago hosting All-Star Weekend for the NBA. The only thing is that everybody complained about the weather, saying it's really cold. But, I mean, it is what it is. It was actually one of the coldest weekends of the city. I saw this winter. But it wasn't that bad in comparison to, like, other winters. It was cold, though. But, yeah. But everybody complained about that. But I mean, otherwise, it was a great All-Star weekend. I mean, Saturday night, all the events were filled with some, controversy, but also just like really good entertainment. So I predicted that, like I said, Dame Lillard, but then I changed it to Zach LaVine when he was out, and I was wrong. So the winner of the 3-point contest was, in fact, oh shit. Oh, sorry guys. Well, we went from audio to no audio. Well, that seems to happen here. I guess my memory card was full. I thought that thing had plenty of room. Well, oh, geez, guys. Well, you know what the drill is. You can still listen. I picked that Dame Lillard, like I said, and then I switched to Zach LaVine. But actually, Buddy Hield won in a nail-biter. He hit a game winner, or a walk-off, as you should say, to beat Devin Booker. I just want to say, they were both lighting it up. 3-point contest is always entertaining, especially... I mean, I don't care if you're a shooter or not. It's just entertaining. These guys get buckets. Devin Booker was on fire, and then Buddy Hield came back and won it. And Bertrand's in the first round was lighting it up too. I love watching the 3-point contest. But specifically, Buddy Hield really showed out. I love watching Devin Booker's shot. I think it's beautiful. So that was fun. So shout out to Buddy Hield. And then Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo. I can never say it right. I'm sorry. You guys know what I meant. I had no disrespect. Bam Adebayo. He won the skills challenge. Surprisingly, I mean, it's a big guy, so you don't always see that. But shout out to him. That dude is good. He's got game. So Bam, and he was in the All-Star game as well. And then the dunk contest, the main controversy from the weekend. I mean, it was another great dunk contest with Aaron Gordon. He just seems to show out in the dunk contest. He's an amazing leaper and just an amazing dunker. But what happened was a big controversy. Okay, I predicted Aaron Gordon would win, didn't I? But I also said that Derek White Jr. would have a chance because he was a sick leaper. Turns out they made a very memorable dunk contest in a duel, them two. And I know I'm not going to overstate what everybody has heard. I mean, if you're listening to sports radio, I doubt that if you're into sports, I doubt this is the only way you intake some sports knowledge. So I'm sure you're aware of what happened in that dunk contest. It was crazy. And Aaron Gordon lost in what was very controversial. Most people thought Aaron Gordon should have won. He had 5 straight 50s, but then when it comes to the last dunk, he hits Taco Fell's head as he jumps over him. Some people said he leapfrogged using him. Whatever. It was still a sick dunk. Most people think overall Aaron Gordon should have won, but Derek White Jr.'s dunks were great, so it's not like that big. I mean, whatever. Derek White's were great. But here's the thing that's really interesting about this controversy at the end, right? So Dwayne Wade is the last judge, which is, interesting. So, they're tied. Okay, long story short, if he gets a 10 if D Wade gives him a 10 there, then they would tie, right? And the judges said they had a hard ton. I've heard this, that they had a hard 10 o'clock finish for the TV. Also, rumors is D Wade wanted to get to his poker tournament, which he has every year, and he had that night. So rumors is he had to get out of there. They didn't want no tie or whatever. But they said that I'm guessing maybe they only had one trophy or something like that. So if you give him a 10, then they get a tie. If he gives the 9 on what was clearly a very close dunk, like, I mean, he should have maybe been a 10. Some people gave 10s. Then you have a winner and Derek White wins. I mean, the thing is, that's partially why you can't do an order on the judges. I don't like that. I think they should all write down the thing and then they just go up. But then also, what do you call it? You should have. I heard somebody say this, and this would be awesome. Have a potential extra point vote. Like, it could be like one person gets to use an 11 or something like that. Especially if you're in that last spot, you can use that 11. Like, you got to do something like that. I don't know, something different, because like those 10s and 9s aren't enough. I heard somebody else say just make the score to go to 100. You really would rarely ever have ties then. I don't know though, because then people would be giving 20s all the time, like, and then they would turn to the same thing. So I don't know. We'll see. But that was interesting. I thought the fact that he had to go and they had to get a hard out, and that's, might be the main reason that he gave him a 9, because otherwise, what else could he have done? There's nothing you couldn't have given 11, which would have made him the winner. So it was either tie, which wasn't an option apparently, or Derek White's the winner, and apparently he went with that. But yeah, I don't know. That was crazy. But now, real quick, before I talk about the amazing All-Star game, I want to say that Chicago also showed out in another way, that the Fire GarPax, which I've been talking about, started trending on Twitter, but also because at First Take, they asked Zach LaVine some questions, then the crowd starts chanting, and Fire GarPax becomes a thing. So it's awesome. I heard rumors that came out that said the Bulls are legitimately considering making changes in the front office. I don't know what those rumors mean, but I mean, woo, that's what we need. We've been talking about it, so I'm not going to harp on it too much. I'm just saying, the rumors, I don't have any names, we don't have any ideas, and until that happens, we don't know anything. I don't even know if it's true. It might just be us trying to, quiet people and make them relax a little bit. But nonetheless, there are rumors, and Chicago made their voice known this weekend with the national media coverage. They said, we are not happy with this shitty team, and I am happy to say, as a Bulls fan, that they did that. It's awesome. So the game took on a new format. I think I brought it up last week, but I know most people, like I said, you probably already have heard. But the new format was awesome in the sense that it really created a fourth quarter that was extremely competitive and almost like a pickup game. Because they had a target goal, right? They had to get to 157, and which was 24 plus what the leading team had scored throughout the three quarters. But the cool thing about that was they went untimed, right? So no timing, and like a pickup game, and they went commercial free. And a couple timeouts were called, but not that many. And I listened to Ryan Russillo on the Bill Simmons podcast, and holy cow, excuse me. And I heard that they actually went 48 straight minutes. Like, that's what it was, just real time, 48 minutes of just them playing. It's like a crazy pickup game. But what you notice about these guys is, while they're the most skilled offensive players in the world, they're amazing. They are also the best defensive players in the NBA. I mean, in the world, they're amazing because they played just lockdown defense for that whole fourth quarter. It was very intense to watch. There's an awesome, epic picture of like Giannis guarding LeBron, or vice versa, LeBron guarding Giannis, and all these artists on the sideline taking pictures. Spike Lee's there. It's awesome. It's here in Chicago. It's just great. The atmosphere was electric. I have a friend who went to the game actually, and I'm really jealous of him. I mean, you had to spend a pretty penny to go, but yeah, I'm really jealous of him in the sense that it's one of the most memorable All-Star games. People are talking about it still. Just to have all those stars really trying and competing. I mean, at the end, shit, there was people yelling at refs like shit. There was almost like, you could have thought there could have been text, like people complaining about fouls. Because, I mean, it ended on an Anthony Davis free throw. Because in those games, and my brother informed me, because I haven't watched, the format comes from that TBT tournament. I haven't really watched that, but my brother has. And he informed me that a lot of the games do actually end on free throws because, I mean, it just gets so rugged down the stretch. And when you've played in those games where it's game point, and you just every play is like a foul, and it's like, so apparently a lot of the games end like that. It's hard to get off a good shot when everybody's locking people down like that. And which is also more interesting is like you can't help off these guys because they can all shoot. So like everybody's playing good one-on-one defense with these guys. It was intense. Yeah, there was one other thing I was gonna say. I don't know. It was just it was wild. Kawhi Leonard won the MVP. He was balling. He was just on fire, man. I think he hit 8 threes. The record was 9 by Paul George, and Kawhi could not hit that 9th one. But it was a impressive showing out, not only by Chicago, but just by the All-Star game in general, by changing up the rules and everything. It was great. I got to watch this awesome Chicago Legends thing on NBA TV where I was like Isaiah Thomas, Cappy Pondexter, Mark Aguirre, Candace Parker. Who else was on there? There was a bunch of Chicago legends on there just talking about Chicago hoops and stuff. And it was awesome. That was one of my favorite things. Just the highlight on the city for the whole weekend was really dope. So that was my favorite thing from the whole weekend. So shout out to Chicago for doing that and for showing out. Bulls fans, fire GarPax, baby. Fire GarPax. All right. And before I get out of here today, I have just a couple of funny little stories that I wanted to briefly mention. First of all, it's funny because this just happened to me again as I'm walking home from where was I going? I was at the grocery store or something. I don't know. I walked somewhere and then I'm walking home. Oh, and I was downtown doing some shit. And my jacket, right? So my jacket zipper, I have one of these down coats, these like fluffy ass down coats. And on the inner zipper part, there's like a flap that goes and the zipper keeps getting caught on the flap, right? So then it just gets stuck. So then I've had to like rip it. So it's like ripped open. So the down keeps sucking, but I couldn't get out of my jacket. So I had to lift it over me, and like cut it out and like actually get it. And it just keeps happening, right? Even how I'll get it out, it keeps happening. And then I just remembered that in my life, I have consistently having zipper problems. I don't know if other people have had this, but I'm consistently having zipper issues. It's very interesting. Not so much on my pants, although I do have I have had several pairs of jeans where the zipper has broken. I have a pair of jeans that I still like to this day, but I can't really wear them because the zipper just stays down. I put it up, it goes right back down. Can't figure that out. But I have like a nice North Face. The zipper broke on that. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But the real story about my zipper life, I'm going to tell this. It's a childhood traumatic zipper story. Not on my crotch, don't worry. Not on my hoina. Not on that, don't worry. It's not where I'm going. It's not that Ben Stiller movie. What do you call it? Something About Mary. It's not one of those. We got a bleeder. No, not one of those. No, but this is actually really funny. It's kind of embarrassing, but I mean, whatever. I'm an idiot. So I'm playing football. We were playing football in front with my friends, like just throwing the ball around, right? And my grandma calls me in, like she always does. Said, Davey, she just tells me to put a jacket on, right? Because it's cold out. She just always says that, right? So I put on this little fleece. It's like I think I remember it was Izod. Remember the company Izod? But anyways, the fleece has a zipper, right? And it's zipped tight. So like the neck's tight, and I'm putting it over, and I forgot to unzip it. But as it's over my head, I start unzipping it because I remember I needed to open. And as I'm unzipping it, the zipper is like, going down my face. And I guess I had it turned a little bit. And freakishly, it got caught on my eyelid. I kid you not. So the zipper from this sweatshirt is stuck to my eyelid. I'm freaking out because I feel it on my eyelid. And the sweatshirt is over my head, just draped over me. It is hilarious looking. I'm like, holy fuck. I'm freaking out. I'm like, I don't know how 10 years old or some shit. I was freaking out. And then we have this thing on me and it's like over my head. So then we flipped it over me. So it looks like I just have like this big winter hat attached to my eyelid type thing. It's like over my head. My grandma starts freaking out. She like starts cutting the zipper. Like she started cutting the sweatshirt to try to cut it off. That just ruined the sweatshirt. We weren't going to cut it off. So we go to the doctor with a sweatshirt on my head. I'm sitting there in the waiting room just like, sweatshirt I'm attached to my eyelid, just looking like, hey guys, how you doing? What's up? Nothing big here. Long story short, we go into the office. The doctor puts some cream on my eyelid and just goes, all right, 5, 4, 3, and just pulls it. Like right, whatever number he was at. Yeah. And then I think I might still have a little mark on my eyelid. I don't notice it. I just thought of it when I was thinking of all these zipper struggles. Oh, what an idiot, man. It would oh man. If we ever can make a movie about my life, I want that story to be included from my childhood. And also, I want the movie about my life to be a comedy. That would be great. That would be phenomenal. Oh, and then the other story that I wanted to tell was that I finally went to IKEA, my wife and I, for the first time in my life. The shout out to them Swedish meatballs. That shit was pretty fire. Everybody told us about that, so we had to do that. But the main point that I leave there with, besides that story being a maze and just like you can get lost in there easily, is that my wife and I are somewhat tall. I mean, I'm 6'1", which isn't crazy tall, especially in the basketball world. But I guess in the normal community, it's somewhat on the taller end. And she's about 5'10"-ish, I'd say 5'9", 5'9", but she's tall. She played volleyball in college, so she's got the height to her. You know what I'm saying? Long story short, I'm pretty sure IKEA is made for tiny people, or I guess maybe the average height, and that's just shorter. I mean, everything looks so small. All the couches, they were like way below our knee. It's just everything looked so little in that store, at least on the sitting side of things. So like we were trying to get things that raised higher. Like we have to like customize shit. That was my big takeaway from the place, was everything seemed to be made for shorter people. I don't know because IKEA is a Swedish store, I don't know if Swedish people are generally shorter. I thought they were bigger. Like I don't know. Either way, that was my takeaway. If anybody else agrees with me, let me know. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but that's just what I thought. Maybe I was just high. I don't even think I was, to be honest. Although when am I not? Okay, that's all I got, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in to another episode of The David Lopez Show, presented by Passion Park ENT. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and please subscribe. Please pre-save my new single, Shoot or Shoot. If you haven't heard any of my other music, just go check it out. Go to thedavidlopez.com or Spotify or Apple or YouTube or whatever and search my name and check it out. Search David Lopez Passion Park on YouTube if you need to. Sometimes that's a little easier. There's a couple other people with my name doing the same thing. Actually, nobody rapping, but doing other things in the entertainment industry. So please check me out. Please stay tuned for another episode next week. Please be good, be safe, have a good week, enjoy yourselves, be productive, and hang out with the people you love. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing, peoples. Do your thing, peoples. I will see y'all next week. Holla.